at it and just think it's like no big deal. When my hamster fell down like the little tube that I had in there set up for it, and it broke its leg, and I was like so sad. Like I was like, Mom, it's all flimsy. Like it was like hanging out.
Flimsy.
Like it looked like it was bent or broken, and I was like, how does it do that? It broke its leg. And so that
Is that how you really screamed when you were younger?
Oh, it was probably worse. 'Cause my voice was higher pitched.
Right. Yeah, I mean, every kid has a higher pitched voice, but I mean that piercing, ear shredding register. That's how you.
I needed attention immediately.
Yeah. Well, in a situation like that, you're trying to get your mom's attention because there's an animal in distress.
Yeah, and
you were always like at that level yelling. Were you ever calm as a kid?
No, I I definitely was calm at certain times, but I was in distress. Like I didn't want this animal to get. I don't know if hamsters can scream. Do hamsters make noise?
They like squeak.
Yeah, there was no squeaking. It was just a fast little hamster, what used to be a fast little hamster, dragging its foot from falling. Like it landed on its foot, falling down the tube.
Like it was trying to get to the chopper.
Yeah, so I just was scared, and it's gross. I don't like touching dead things. Like if a dog dies, like if it was my dog that died, it's no longer my dog, I feel like, because I'm like, ugh.
You wouldn't go and dispose of your own dead dog.
I guess I would probably have to, but I don't want to touch something dead. I don't like touching dead stuff. Is that weird?
I don't think anybody likes
no,
touching
I don't.
dead stuff.
I'm sure
Serial
people
killers,
aren't.
Maybe.
I don't
might
know.
not be their top 5 things to do. But.
I think there's some trauma from childhood, like watching too many scary movies, where I think like I hold something dead and it's just gonna wake up and scare me.
But then it's not dead anymore. So what do you gotta worry about?
Happy ending.
Yeah.
It's a very immature way of thinking, but I just don't like touching dead stuff.
You have an immature way of thinking? That's crazy.
Between all the tossing off and not touching dead things, Cody's pretty immature.
Now, if you were tossing off repeatedly near a dead animal, that would be a whole other area that would need to be explored.
Call the police.
Something. Alan, I guess worse things could have happened to Poundcake's hamster. I get it.
I don't.
Okay, he has a finger, and it's next to the one that's hurt. You've been reading about those people that got kidnapped in Mexico, and 2 of them got killed, and the other 2 got sent back?
No.
I thought they were still kidnapped. I didn't know they killed them.
There's 2 of them. So, God, black folks just can't get a break anywhere.
Alexa hit me with a news alert today. I had just woken up, and I don't think I even have the news alert set up, but that's the alert that they gave me. And I was like, I don't need this when I'm just trying to drink some coffee in the morning.
See, and my friends tried to sell going to Tijuana for me. They're like, oh, when you come to San Diego, we're going to go get mojitos and mimosas in Tijuana. We're just going to cross the border. I said, are you out of your freaking mind? They're like, what do you mean? We do it all the time. I said, you're white.
Well, yes. Well, that's part of it. Tijuana is a little different, though, than Matamoros, which is where these people were, which is right across the border from, like, Brownsville, Texas, which is all cartel. This woman and her friends, like her brother or a couple of cousins, Zalandria Brown, no relation, and her brother Zindel Brown, and then a couple of other people, there are 4 of them, come down from Florence, South Carolina to get a cheap tummy tuck. They go all the way down because she's like, oh, now mind you, with all due respect, if you saw this woman, tummy tuck ain't going to do anything. So anyway, the 4 of them cross the border. They're immediately, because some cartel dudes, the thought is they mistook them for like Haitian smugglers or something. So they throw them into a flatbed truck. They end up killing 2 of them. The 2 that survive, one of them shot. The other one, I guess, is untouched, but they're like, imagine you go down there, and a lot of people do this. I get that this is an elective procedure, but there's people who go to Mexico all the time because they're like, look, I got to get dental work done.
Yeah, my friend got his teeth done.
Down there it's $100. Up here it'd be $36,000. I mean, like I understand the notion of it, but man, there's places where it's just a free for all in some of these cities. And so 4 of them had gone down there. There's a woman and 3 guys. She wanted to get a tummy tuck. Didn't want to pay much for it. They got I think people have seen the video of them getting thrown into the back of this truck. And then a couple of them got killed. I guess the other two are back in the United States. They kind of swept in and grabbed them.
How is no one talking sense into the, like, I don't make a trip like that just on a whim. If I say, hey, I would probably bring it to you guys. I would bring it to my mom. I would bring it to my friends. Like, hey, I want to get some dental work done. I want some new veneers, and it's too expensive here in the States. I think I heard of a nice doctor in Mexico. What do you guys think about that? Most people would be like, oh, hell no, especially not by yourself. Who were these people talking to where they thought it was a good idea? They went from South Carolina. It's not even like they're from Texas.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of research they did. And
None.
You can't plan for everything, but there are border towns that are well known for, maybe they just thought, hey, it's just across the street from Texas. We'll be fine. I don't know.
This place is a, like, what do they call it? Stage 4 zone or like level 4 zone where it's not safe for anyone to travel?
It's a lot of cartel, yes. So I don't know how much they looked into it. Maybe the doctor down there was like, come on down, I'll give you a cheap tummy tuck. And there was like, that's all I need to hear. Because
Tuck your tummy, all right.
I mean, plenty of people go to Mexico and have a great time, and they're fine. But a lot of cities have been turned upside down. You know, when I was a kid, Acapulco was a big resort area, right? Acapulco, they'd give away trips on game shows. You'll be spending 4 days and 5 nights in sunny Acapulco. That is a really bad area now. You know, they always tell American travelers are just people from other countries. They're like, if you're going to a resort, just stay on the resort. But even that's not a guarantee anymore. Because they're like, well, we'll just shoot our way into the resort. Now, 9 times out of 10, it's not random. And they think this sounded like a situation where these dudes thought that this woman and these 3 guys were with another gang and immediately grabbed him and throwed him into the, but woof, that ain't good.
Do you think it would have ended differently if the people were white?
Well, I doubt that they would have been mistaken for Haitian smugglers.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
And
like
that's what I was afraid of when my friends wanted me to go to Tijuana, because I'm like, they're white. They won't be mistaken. I am a man of color, and I could be mistaken for black. I could be mistaken for Mexican. I could be all types of Hispanic. And just because I have my license that says Ohio, there's plenty of people there that probably have a fake license or a fake ID card that are trying to get through. So there's no guarantee that I would get back. So getting over there will be a breeze. No one cares if you go to Mexico. It's about getting you back through. What do the Mexicans have any loyalty to me? They don't know me. So I was scared.
Well, the Mexican president was, I guess, upset at the coverage on this side. That he thought they were blowing it out of proportion. He's like, hey, Mexicans get killed in the United States all the time and nobody talks about it. Like, all right, but 2 wrongs don't make a right. I mean, I don't know what you want us to say. It was a pretty egregious. These people had barely gotten over the border and they got hauled out of their minivan and, you know. So good luck getting that rental deposit back. But imagine you went down there for a tummy tuck. This wasn't like Mules Gone Wrong, right? Where they were like, well, we got paid a lot of money to take some stuff over the border. She just wanted to get a little more
discount surgery.
A little more svelte.
Yeah. A little discount surgery.
Didn't want to lift weights or what, I don't know.
If you're part of the pun, how do you come back from that? Like, that's so traumatic. I wouldn't trust people anymore. I wouldn't trust anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you have to, I don't know. You know, people think that you have to go deep into Mexico for some reason to really get into some stuff, and you don't.
No, I heard that as soon as you cross the border, if you're driving and they see you with, like, American plates, now, again, this could be a rumor. I don't know for sure. I've never done it to validate it. But if Mexicans see U.S. license plates, they try and hit you. So they can, whatever you pay them, like, you're going to have to pay money to get out of it, and they won't let you cross until you pay it.
I don't know anything about that, but I mean, there's a lot of crooked
some
cops.
sort of, like, insurance scam kind of thing?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Like you hit me or I hit you. Now you have to settle this before you go back over. So don't drive. Get a Mexican car or get a car that has a Mexican license plate.
El Chevy. I believe that's they have the El Camino for that very reason.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't know. But, I mean, of all things to get wrapped up in, tummy tuck. That's no good. So, for a lot of people, I mean, listen, cartel or not, and usually it's not random violence with cartels. People will get caught in the crossfire when it's a whole bunch of dudes shooting at each other. But for the most part, I mean, I've been to Mexico a lot of times, and I've never even, the people who live there will kind of tell you, don't do this, kind of keep your head on a swivel. This part is a little bit shaky for this, but tourism dollars still flow into Mexico and vice versa. But out of all the things to get caught up in. Hey, Steve.
Hey, man.
What's up?
So I feel like these stories have kind of circulated and have been kind of, myths and such. But I know a girl who I was kind of seeing recently who works at a local kidney dialysis center. She was telling me about her day and some of the patients and why they were there. And then she tells me about the guy who went on vacation to Mexico and woke up in a hospital with no kidneys. And it really happened. And I didn't realize that your body could function with no kidneys, but apparently it can. He's on the transplant list to get at least one back in him. But went down there on vacation and woke up in a hospital, and they had to harvest his kidneys. And this was recently, like a week ago, that he was here at the local clinic. This just happened.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to last long with no kidneys. You
have to get dialysis treatment. You could last for a long time with the help of medical equipment.
You're right. If you have access to that. I mean, if you wake up and boy, the last thing you want are greedy organ thieves. Just take one, homie. I mean,
right. Well, so I guess there's another issue that somebody asked the question: did he go down there to sell a kidney for cash? Because apparently that happens too.
Oh, sure, that happens in this country. You don't even have to go to Mexico for that. You can do that stateside.
Right.
Yeah.
If you drink enough, you can just give them up anyway.
All right. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate the call.
Right, yeah.
Listen closely, you hear a young Cody Brown playing the viola in the background. Of course, that young boy went on to be Ricky Martin. Hey, Woody.
And now you know the rest of the story.
The Schwinn Erdine. Yes, Woody.
Hit you with a little Garrison Killiard
the
humor.
Mexican Paul Harvey.
Paul Harvey.
Oh, Paul Harvey.
Yeah, that's right.
I mixed them up.
Good day.
Some Paul Harvey.
Buenos dia. Hey, how's your day, brother?
So far, so good, Woody.
Yeah, I've been to Mexico at least 24 times in my life. And I've never had
for you.
Mm-hmm.
On both sides of the coast, up and down the Riviera Maya and, down to where Sam Hagar hangs out, Cabo, San Lucas thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I've never had an issue at all, and I've actually done some pretty shady things while I was in Mexico.
Woody's like, I was doing all kinds of stuff, man. I was muling all the time, and I was fine.
He'll create an international incident. Go ahead, Woody.
That's right.
But yeah, I mean, it's I really think I don't know. We don't know. We've got these people's story about it, and maybe she was going down for a tummy tuck, flashing $20,000 in cash or something, and somebody saw that and said, well, I'm going to take an opportunity on that, right?
Yeah, I don't know. What I read was they thought that they were they were mistaken for somebody else. They thought they were somebody else, and I don't know. Who knows? But man,
right. You talk to the wrong person about having a bunch of cash to, even if it's a legit surgery, you talk to somebody about a lot of cash to do something, any stranger on the street might.
That is going to be one poor review on TripAdvisor, Woody.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's I think if you don't go looking for trouble 99% of the time, you won't find any anywhere you go.
Yeah, but Woody's always looking for trouble. Yeah.
Sometimes people are drawn to trouble, or trouble is drawn to
Trouble
them.
magnet.
Sometimes.
Trouble
Trouble
finds
magnet,
me,
yeah,
baby.
Trouble
all
magnets playing at the beach.
There you go. So Woody's been to Mexico a bunch of times, and bueno para ti. Thank you, Woody. I appreciate it. I got to take a break. Want those Kill Switch Engage tickets? You're in luck. When we come back, I'll hand those off. They are doing a show at the Agora